What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today's lesson is about acoustic guitar, but for once this is not going to be my lesson, it's going to be John Mayer's lesson. Let me explain what I mean. So the other day I watched this incredible performance by John Mayer at 2021 NAMM. It was obviously an online performance where he was just playing by himself, guitar and vocals, I think 4 songs in total, and it was obviously brilliant. I mean, it's not a surprise that John Mayer can play guitar, and not just electric guitar, but also acoustic guitar. There are so many examples of incredible songs played by John Mayer, just guitar and vocals that sound just, amazing. So while I was watching it a few times, I was thinking about what we could actually learn from that acoustic performance of John Mayer. And what I want to talk about today is the way John Mayer uses triads on acoustic guitar. Now we'll be using the first song that he played in this acoustic set, which is Slow Dancing in a Burning Room, but this is by no means a guitar lesson about slow dancing. You can find plenty of them on the internet. What I really want to do is discussing with you the way he uses the triads, really.
It's not a silly little moment. It's not the storm before the calm. This is the deep and dying breath of this love that we've been working on.
So the 3 main chords that he plays in this song after the intro, So the 3 chords that you play in this part are C sharp minor, A major, and E major. Okay. There are several ways of playing these chords on guitar, of course, but the way he uses these chords is with the thumb playing the root all the time. Okay, when he plays, chords which have the root on the E string. So for instance, the C sharp minor is played with the thumb here, and then he plays a triad, just a C sharp minor triad with the octave of this root note being on fret 11 of the D string, and using this set of strings of D, G, and B. Okay, so when you play something like that, you really need to be good at muting. Okay, because when you play the 6th string and then you go to the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd, you need to make sure that that A string and also the 1st string, I would say, are muted. Like that. He also plays a little bit, in this particular performance at least, he plays a little bit of the classic riff that he plays even on the electric guitar when he strums that C sharp minor. But the real important thing is the way he grabs the neck, like that, to make sure that the chord sounds really good when he strums it. Okay, so 1st string muted, A muted, I'm playing this, and then this right here, like that. Then from here, the ring finger on the D string really acts as an anchor, right? Because it slides it back to fret 7 to play the A. But when he plays the A, he does either this, which is just strumming the A string as the root, and then the A major triad here, or again using the thumb to play the root note here, and either having the open string, or more often I would say muting the A string and getting this kind of voicing for the A, this kind of sound for the A, which again consists in muting the 1st string and the A string. Then the interesting thing is when he goes to the 3rd chord, when he goes to E major, rather than playing an E major here, for instance, he's playing this very nice inversion of an E major, okay, which he does even on the electric guitar version. So the way it's played is 1st inversion, so G sharp, the major 3rd on the bass, B, and E, okay. So that is the triad that he plays, but he also has the open E string on the bass. Now, when you play that, if you're familiar with the triad, and if you also want to hear the low E string, the first issue is, what do we do with the A string? Because if I play the A string as well, this is not gonna sound right, because the A string is the 4th in E, and this doesn't sound great. So what we do instead is muting the A string, but this time I'm gonna mute it with my ring finger, okay? So the ring finger doesn't play here, it goes a little bit higher, just enough to make sure that the A string is under the fingertip, and you can play this. Strumming all of the strings, you know, the thumb is about here, it doesn't go here because you don't want to mute the low E string. You want to hear the low E, mute the A, and get the triad. Then it's up to you if you also want to hear the first string because it's another E, or if you want to mute it, you know, like that. But I guess that it's also a matter of controlling the right hand and making sure that you stop on this E here. So, but again, yeah, sometimes, like for instance now, I was actually playing the first string, and it sounds nice when you ring the same unison here. It's just important, you know, that you rotate the ring finger to mute this string here to get this E major like that. So yeah, this is the use of the first three triads. C sharp minor, A major, and then an E or E over G sharp if you want to look at what this shape is. You could even think of, you know, a C shape of a caged system, and you just take this finger off because it's not playing it, at least in this acoustic version, and he plays the root here. Then when he plays the first variation, he goes to the B chord, which, you know, plays B major, B sus, and again, this is the triad, or this is the triad when he uses the pinky to play, you know, the sus4. The thumb, very important, is playing the root here on fret 7, you know, like we were saying about the C sharp minor and about the A major as well. So, and guess what? Even here he strums really nicely, really percussive, really groovy, and when he does it, it's because he controls very well the muting of the A and the muting of the E string. Before moving to C sharp minor again, and then A. Okay, so C sharp minor and A, same thing as before. So okay, he does it a couple of times. Before going back to C sharp minor, maybe sometimes playing double stops and then A, like before. Okay, then he repeats everything, so this is the part that he plays, I think, twice.
We put too many false alarms, we're going down, and you can see it too, we're going down, and you know that we're doomed, my dear, we're slow dancing in the burning room.
I think in this version he also does a sort of solo based around the same chord progression. And then when there is the bridge of this song, he just keeps using the same triads, but he goes down to F sharp minor, and the F sharp minor, even here where the frets are larger than in this area, he plays it exactly with the same shape of the C sharp minor, okay? And he actually slides between F sharp minor and C sharp minor, then down to B, that's a major triad, and down again to F sharp minor. So repeat, same thing. And the last time you play these chords, but when you get to the B, it goes down to A, because then there is the ending. C sharp minor, A, and E, okay?
No, 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 go cry about it, why don't you, baby? No, 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 go cry about it, why don't you, yeah. Oh, go cry about it, Ooh, oh, my dear, we're slow dancing in a burning room.
So again, if you really want to check out the way John Mayer uses triads on acoustic guitar, in this case in slow dancing, you can check out this acoustic performance for the NAMM. I will leave the link in the description below, but you can find it pretty much everywhere on YouTube. And he plays about 4 songs. He plays Slow Dancing. The second one should be Dear Marie, then Who Says, and another one that I can't remember right now. But in each song you will see that he actually uses triads a lot. Like the second piece, Dear Marie, he actually starts on A, you know, which is finger picking, then A sus2, back to A sus4, A, you know, all around these triads. And then there are amazing inversions of, you know, D, like D over F sharp. For instance, this is a first inversion, and back to A. Or when there is the turnaround 5-4-1, it goes like, you know, E major, again, first inversion, D major, and back to A, okay.
Dear Marie, tell me what it was I used to be.
So it's the same use of the triads, okay. A great example in Slow Dancing itself is when he goes on the main pattern where he plays the C sharp minor, A and E that we talked about, and instead of going for these versions, he plays everything in this area, like a C sharp minor pentatonic oriented, you know, area, and what he plays is the C sharp minor, but then when he goes to A, he plays this, you know, which is the same inversion as the E that he plays here, just with, you know, the A here, and using the fact that you can play the open A as the root, so muting this time the E string, so like that. And the really cool thing is when he goes to E, like that. So when he goes to E like that, he's thinking of a first inversion of the E as well. So this is an E major triad with the G sharp on the bass, so that's the first inversion. And sometimes he also plays the E on the bass, but some other times he just mutes it and he gets this first inversion with a sort of hammer on here. Very double stoppy, very Hendrix style, okay. You can play the same chords, just staying around the same area. Check it out in his version.
I was the one you always...
So yeah, what can we learn from this John Mayer's lesson, John Mayer's performance? That it's really important to practice triads. I always suggest that both on electric but also on the acoustic guitar, because it gives you really nice chords and alternatives to basic chords, you know, that you could actually play, but they're not gonna sound as cool as, you know, these triads and inversions that we were talking about here. It really makes you see the fretboard in a different way, almost like a piano player, I would say, because you can separate what the bass does and what the rest of the chord does, which note you want to put on the bass, and all these kind of things which are really easy on the piano, but sometimes a little bit overlooked on guitar. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this lesson on the use of triads on acoustic guitar. If you're new on the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you ring the bell, you're gonna get a notification when a new lesson like this one is up on the channel. And if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something from this video, make sure to hit the like button. If you want to support this channel, guys, make sure to check out my Patreon page. The link is in the description below. You'll get rewards like the tabs and the music notation for all of the examples that I play on my videos, early access to my videos and a direct contact with me, and much more. So make sure to head to my Patreon and check out the rewards. This was the Video Guitarist, guys. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.
It's not a silly little moment, it's not the storm before the calm. This is the deep and dying breath of this love that we've been working on. Can't seem to hold you like a